Hello, and welcome back to Quiet Time with Jen, where we read for clarity, truth, and alignment. This is your weekly energy reading for April 26th through May 2nd. And the message coming through this week is you've left Egypt. Now you have to learn how to live free. This feels like that in between space where you already made the decision, you already saw the truth, but now that things are actually shifting, there's a wobble. There's that moment of, "Oh my god, did I make the right choice? Why does this feel harder than expected?" And what came through so strongly here is that wilderness energy, where nothing is what it was, but everything isn't fully built yet either. So if you've been feeling that, then this message is for you. So a lot is happening, and we've been continuing to build on this same theme. And so last week's theme was about questioning the decision because you had just made it. And I feel like at this point, everything just started shifting so fast. And it's like you didn't even have time to catch up with the decision you just made. Because I feel like when the decision was made, it was made in a spur of the moment kind of place to where you didn't give yourself time to really like question it. You just acted. And it's not that it was a wrong decision. It was just it happened so fast and the shift started happening so fast of the realignment once you made that decision that then your nervous system started panicking. And so we're still in that same energy because that's not something that shifts very quickly. We've got to just ride it out. And so we've got several angel numbers that have been showing up for me for this past week. We've got 1212 very loud. And that really is like spiritual alignment. We've got 333, which is community, communication, but this is also spiritual mastery as well. We've got 122, which is the path is lighting up as you walk it. So, no, you don't get to see too far ahead right now because it's about your faith, it's about your trust, it's about your alignment. This is about alignment. And then 909, the old is over. We have to let the old be done. And then the new can finally open up. All right, so I've got the base spread pulled out for this week's energy. And we're using the Fairy Tarot for this. And we're going to just start with the overall energy this week is the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles says, oh my gosh, this is a lot of work. I did not expect it to be this hard. And so, yes, you made the right decision to realign yourself to what feels the most true to you, but it didn't ever say that that was going to be an easy thing to do. And so now then you're feeling it. And so a lot of times, especially because we've been talking about that Aries new moon and the Libra full moon. From last month that was really illuminating relationships, and it is closing out old cycles and really bringing those into alignment. And that moon energy showed up again as what initiates it. I mean, so we're really looking at our closest relationships and the alignment within them. And so if you've had to make decisions to end those relationships, then you are having to detach. And that is, that's a process. And that's what we are feeling right now. And so, again, what initiated it was the moon energy that was just like, it was really tuned in to the relationships and forcing them into alignment. The emotional current is this Two of Pentacles. And so this is the wobble that I was talking about. This is like, oh my goodness, did I make the right choice? Should I stay? Should I go back? And as I was pulling this energy, I want to say, like, what I was really getting, I started hearing like the murmurs of the Israelites when they came out of Egypt. It's like you came out of captivity and you wandered the desert, for 40 years. And it's just like, they started complaining early on because it wasn't easy. It's like they came out of freedom. I mean, they came out of slavery, bondage, and then they didn't know what to do with themselves. When, okay, now they have full responsibility of everything now. And so, I mean, they started questioning, is this really better for me or was I actually being taken care of? So it's like they're reframing it as, they're going. And so I heard that murmuring come through so clear when this card came out. It was just like that, oh, we should have stayed in Egypt. We had it made and no, we didn't. And, like we know that. We know that. But that's the feeling when you make big life decisions like this and you have to shift everything all at once. And so the challenge is this Four of Pentacles, and it's just like you're still holding on to the past, to the old. You're not fully releasing, and because you're not fully releasing, it's like you're not open to anything else that's trying to come in. And what is trying to come in is this Three of Cups. This is realignment energy. This is more aligned with your current vibration. And so, like I always say, when I see this, it's like you're changing rooms. And so, even if it's the same people, those same people have to level up their energy to stay in your vibration. So it's just a misalignment right now that's getting realigned. And it's not, again, that they don't that those people that you've already been in connection with don't have the opportunity to still be a part of your life. But in order to be a part of your life, they have to be in actual alignment now. And so, bottom of the deck, we had the Ten of Cups energy. And so this is what we're doing it for. Because we know we weren't happy when we were in bondage and captivity and, slavery. Okay. And that's being dramatic, but I mean that's what it can feel like when you get stuck in toxic cycles, when you get stuck in relationships that they've run their course, but you can't quite let go of them because you've got the familiarity, you've got the emotions, you've got the attachment. You don't know what you need to do next. And a lot of times, especially because I was looking last week, it was feeling more like this could even be a lot of like divorce energy, partner energy, like spouse energy. And so you've got like probably a lot of financial things, wrapped up in that as well. So this isn't a clean energy to break, and it's going to take time to, process all of the emotions, all of the reality, and let everything catch up to the same place. And so you're not doing anything wrong because the wobble exists, but you need to not feed into it. You need to remind yourself what the truth is, because you know what the truth is. You know why you made the decision in the first place. And it was about this right here, this Ten of Cups. And the only way you get to your Ten of Cups is by alignment. Every decision you make is in alignment with what you actually want. And so I think right now you need the space to even be able to know what you want. Because it felt like we were coming out of a contracted state and now in just to this, openness, and we don't know what to do with it. It feels like too much right now. That's overwhelming. We don't have to figure it all out at once. We have to figure out one decision at a time. Okay. This is what's happening this week. And it doesn't feel like it's a wrong decision. It just feels like it's a challenging transition as the old is falling apart and the new is being discovered. So let's look at what we can actually do with this energy this week, because I don't want to just tell you, here's what's happening. I want you to know how to be empowered with it. And so let's pull some more energy to see what is your best move forward in this energy this week. We have the Seven of Pentacles. And so the Seven of Pentacles is asking you to really look at what it was you built. I mean, just really look at it. And this is also an energy of being patient. Okay, you just stepped out. You just made the decision. You just started doing the new thing. Give it time. So this card is a lot of times represented like planting a seed and having to wait for it to grow, or like a mother being pregnant and having to wait. It's like you've set your intentions. Now you just got to keep, watering, feeding, and, sunlight, all the things. Nurture it. Make sure the foundation for this is set, because this is your reset moment. And so again, even if it's the same people coming back around, this reset is what ensures that the vibration is a match, that you don't repeat the old loops. What begins to shift over the next week if you stay aligned with this path? Whew, the Ten of Swords. You are going to finally come to an acceptance of this. The Ten of Swords has already happened. You already felt it. You don't have to keep carrying it. Now, to continue to pick it up every day and to allow yourself to, just go through that pain over and over every single day. Why did this happen? What could have I done different? All of those questions, it's just going to continue to hurt you. The decision already happened. The life already started changing. All of these things already started happening. You can only work with what you have right here. So we've got to get to this place of acceptance. And so it's going to take a few weeks. Yes. Okay. This happened. This ended. This is real. We're really doing this. Okay. Okay. That's where we're trying to get to. We're not even trying to get to the next thing yet. We're trying to get to the acceptance of what just happened. The closing of the old. What do you need to remember when doubt starts creeping in? The Two of Cups. You know what real partnership looks like. You know what real connection looks like. You know what alignment in your relationships looks like. And it starts by you holding that vibration, you holding that standard, enforcing your boundaries when they are being, challenged. That's how you get there. And yes, it's going to weed a lot of people out really fast who didn't have good intentions for you, who weren't in that same alignment with you. But that's what those standards and boundaries are for. Okay. What can you do differently this week to stay aligned with the outcome that you actually want? The King of Cups. All right, so emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence understands capacity. So you understand people can only meet you at the level of healing that they have met themselves. And so there's no one to blame. There's nothing wrong here. Everyone is at the level that they are supposed to be at. Nobody's behind. Everybody is going to, work through at their own pace. It's not for you to control the pace of anyone else's ascension, anyone else's healing journey. They are going through everything they're going through for a purpose and a reason. And the best thing you can do is not interfere. So let go of the control. Understand it from higher perspectives and let it be what it is. You didn't make the wrong decision. You chose alignment. that cannot be wrong. And so if you're, if you're like stressing because you're afraid that the old never comes back, okay, you don't want the old back anyways, but our attachments to people and connections, this is the only way for that connection to have a path forward at all. And it's not saying that it will, because this is about free will for multiple people here. You can only choose what you do, but they will choose what they need to do. And everybody has to move at the pace that is the most comfortable for them, because if they move any quicker than that, and the consequences hit them much harder than they were expecting, they're going to be resentful about it. So let them move how they need to move, and even if it's just frustrating, heartbreaking, confusing. This is a moment that you're more worried about yourself and your own alignment than you are about the other person right now. Okay. So if this is where you are right now, just remember, the discomfort doesn't mean that you made the wrong decision. It means you are in the part where you're actually having to build the life that you asked for. And that part isn't easy, especially if you're going to do it right. If you want to go deeper, there's an extended reading down below in the description box where we break this down even further. It's one of my favorite things to do because we go through the layers. And if you're still trying to figure out whether what you're feeling is intuition or overthinking, I've got that download for you as well, and in the description box below. Other than that, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one.